everybody, and welcome inside Leavenworth, Kansas. Today, the Lady Pioneers take on the Atchison Phoenix for an out-of-conference matchup. The Pioneers come into this one 2-0 on the season, coming off a big win against Lewisburg and a big win against Turner 2 weeks ago. James, I like what I'm seeing so far. I'm David Kemp alongside James Burns, and we are ready for some Wednesday night basketball inside the Leavenworth gym.
Yeah, I believe tonight we're going to play hard. We're going to play fast. I think we're going to get us another win and extend our win streak by one more game. And right now, this is looking to be the best start since 2016 for us. That year, we made it all the way to semifinals. So I think this year we're looking pretty good, and I think going to be another amazing year.
That team was special because it came 1 year after the, 2 years after the state title that Leavenworth won, their most recent one. And an interesting note about that, Casey Sloan, assistant coach on the current team, was playing for the squad. So hopefully she can bring some of that magic to this year's team. Players are suiting up. We are about 30 seconds from the tip. Color guard is out, and we will take a break in a second for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the presentation of the national colors by the Leavenworth High School Army Junior ROTC Color Guard, commanded by Cadet Sergeant Emily Kramer, and remain standing for our national anthem.
We are back, and as the color guard exits, cheerleaders making way for their teams to enter the court.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters tonight for our visitors out of Atchison, Kansas, the Atchison Lady Thieves. Starting tonight at number 0 is Alea Gotti. Starting at number 1, Kayla Downey. At number 3, Carly Clinton. Number 4, Zariah Burge. And then number 22, Alondra Herring. Head coach's mystery pick, rebounds. And now let's meet the starters. Pioneers under the direction of Mr. Bill Slum. Starting tonight, number 11, the 5'6" junior, Noah Walker. Sophomore, they call her Maya Hughes. A 5'5" junior, Echo Harrison. Sophomore, number 23, they call her Layla. And the 5'7" sophomore, number 24, Emerson Allen.
There are your starting lineups for the Leavenworth Pioneers and the Atchison Phoenix. For Atchison, we have Valley, number 0, History, number 1, Flynn, number 3, number 4, Bird, and number 19, Rivera, and for the Leavenworth Pioneers, number 11, Noah Walker, starting, number 13, Maya Cook, she's a sophomore, the junior Echo Garrison at number 14, Layla Brown at 23, and Emerson and Emma Allen at number 24. As they take the court and get ready for tip. Leavenworth wearing their home whites today. Atchison, red tops, red bottoms with gold accent all around. The tip, taken by the Pioneers. Brown surveying the court. Tucks away, but is able to keep it in bounds. Hewitt now, driving. And it's stolen by Bird. Driving to the net, goes up for the lay, bricks it. In the corner, fight for the ball, it rolls out.
And you know, David, the reason this Atchison team's probably playing so hard in this starting quarter is they are starting. They're hoping to not have another 1-4 start to their season, and that's been dating back since 2022.
Right now they're sitting at 1-3. The Pioneers are trying to push that again. They're probably tired too, considering they just right for the ball on the court.
Possession to the Phoenix.
Inside possession. His new possession goes straight to the Phoenix. But just last night they played against the Harmon Hawks, beating them 80-7.
Yeah,
Don't let that fool you. They lost each of their first 3 games of the year, and that's a nice steal. They're gonna call it a foul though.
and considering that game last night was the Hawks' opening night, I feel like that also had a little bit to do with how that game went for Atchison.
Atchison seriously front load their schedule. A fadeaway jumper almost falls, but it was recovered by the Pioneers. Hewitt freaking down the court. She loses possession for a second. And we will have another
And you know,
Pioneers lose.
you're seeing that it's a lot of back and forth between these teams, both giving it all. They're all Leavenworth trying to get a 3-0 start on the season, while Atchison's trying to stay at a 2-3 season.
I can only imagine that the style of play that Atchison is using is gonna be in Leavenworth's favor as we go along.
Yeah, they're very aggressive up front. Well,
They don't have any.
yeah.
2 free throws for Hewitt. And the Pistons in for our first points of the ball game. Leavenworth takes a 1-0 lead. Second free throw for Maya Hewitt. Sophomore up, and it is in. 2 consecutive. We are back here from the Leavenworth.
Everybody is having into the game for Atchison along with.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. we ran into some issues with the YouTube program we're running on right now. To give you a quick update, right now Leavenworth leads 14-11 with 16.2 seconds remaining. Make that 15-11. As number 23, passing back. Pump takes a two. Clear. Back to Herrera for three. And that buzzer.
The first period of play.
Takes a bounce off the rim. And right now, the Leavenworth Pioneers have a 15-11 lead at the end of the first period of play. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with you. This presentation of Kansas high school basketball is coming to you live from Leavenworth. Wait, are we streaming right now?
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell us?
Well, for some reason, the audio's gone to the MacBook, so I'm trying to fix that and get it back to these.
Oh, the audio's going to the MacBook?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I'm still getting feedback on my headphones.
Yeah. It's just the,
Well, as long as we can figure this out by the guys again.
yeah. I don't know what happened.
We are back here in Leavenworth, Kansas. Second period of play about to begin. In the first quarter, your Leavenworth Pioneers have taken a 15-11 lead. That was largely by capitalizing on Atchison mistakes. Several fast breaks and free throws, as almost half of the Leavenworth shots in the first quarter were free throws. Atchison back and play. 22 Herrera puts up a 3 and 2 with Green with Phoenix. 15-15 Pioneers. 7:44 to go. Pass goes to McCann. McCann for 3. Off the backboard. Phoenix kind of shifts the opposite direction. Herrera with the ball. Herrera. Pass to Downing. Downing, step back. And she's really trying to travel.
Here's this one. You play seat out.
McCann. Passing in. Walker. Pump fakes with 3. The Ellie left boy. Ellie puts in. Goes to the rim. Puts up. A layup. 7:05 remaining in the quarter. Down in for Atchison. Down the in. Scooped up by Walker on the steal. Excellent play by Maya Walker here. And driving down the court and Daniel Brown inside the paint. Just that was McCann. That came back.
Here Grant to the game. Replacing Kenna McCann.
McCann would come out and back in. Mary Grant, number 1 for the Pioneers, back in the court. Dowling gets the ball wrestled away from her, but Pioneers.
So reaching foul on Leavenworth to be charged to number 23, Layla Brown. It's going to be her first.
First of the game for that one will go out of play. Atchison ball. We apologize if you're experiencing any technical difficulties. We have had a couple issues. But I believe we're back good for now. Brown passed it to Grant. And Walker, step back 3. Keep going. First team, that's the first. Atchison down to 7 now, and we're not even at the halfway point yet. Down. It's a screen, but and James, I think the pressure is
Into the game for the Lady Pioneers due to Smile.
Yeah. I think that
She will be
you have to have
left
a
flat.
slow down and make smart choices and not just be headstrong. Just take a moment and analyze the playing field right now.
And as I watch this game unfold, as Walker draws a foul, as I watch this game unfold, it's really clear to me that Pioneers have had control for most of the.
Oh yes, they have had most control of the ball tonight, and it may also be the fact that they didn't play a game yesterday, Atchison, and they had a day to learn. They've had a few days to rest up and be ready for this game. While Atchison just played last night.
Walker got to look at.
Timeout on the floor.
A quick break in the action, but yeah, James, I really do agree. The game last night for the Atchison Phoenix has got to play a part, but also it feels like they're playing an uphill battle. Even though the game's been close for the most part, they were able to battle within one to end the first quarter. Since the second quarter's begun, Leavenworth is outscored them like 8 points and only 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
Looking at the scoreboard, the home Pioneers are up 22-13. Varsity girls volleyball on PTV. 5:29 to go in the second quarter, and Atchison timeout is not done.
While we have a moment, I'd like to shout out the Leavenworth Green Bug. If you haven't gone and bought your yearbook yet, please go ahead and go do that. We'll capture these moments that we're recording right now.
Support for supporting Leavenworth High School athletics. Penny Sports Bar and Grill. Mr. Goodson's. Kansas City, Kansas. Community College Pioneer Career Center. When First City, Dental Care.
Several people among yourself that work so hard on it.
Yeah, there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes in all of this sport. These sports, including the football season, was one of the highlights, and I think this basketball season is going to be another highlight this season.
Round of net. She lays it in. It takes it down to
2 points.
Atchison back with the ball. Number 3, Clem. Going. Hewitt. Hewitt laid out. Let's make the call, and play is going back to the Pioneers. The Lady Pioneers have had the advantage as far as fouls go. They already got their bonus in the first quarter, and they are definitely showing that they're backfield. Here with the layup. Pioneers have doubled the Atchison score, and we are not even halfway through this game. 26-13 for Leavenworth. Total domination as number 3 Clem just shoots up that corner and misses. And that was Brown with the layup. And she sinks it.
Layup.
30-second timeout.
So much in this game. We're not worried about just making those amazing 3 points, but we're also thinking about the long term and making sure that we have a lead in this game to make those shots that we want to.
Atchison's got to be feeling the pressure. Not even a minute and a half after playing their last timeout, the Atchison Phoenix have already gone back to the bench, having a conversation there. And I figure, coach, you got to figure out how to slow this game down.
Yeah.
Full control so far through the first 10 to 15 minutes of play.
Yeah, we have really taken the lead here, and hoping we keep it, hoping we win this game, and I think we have a strong outcome in this game as long as we keep playing smart as we have been.
excellent coverage up to the rim, downing, and she shoots up an air ball. Racing down the court, it's Hewitt. Hewitt from the arc, passes to Brown. Down the area. Walk it from the corner, and she that one will go back to that. Even if you're missing those shots, though, I like the form. And again, just the fact that they spent so much time on that side of the court is good.
And just a little reminder while we're here, taking a moment. We will also be covering the Varsity's boys game at 7:30. If it still goes to the time that it is planned for.
Marvin's got to play. Leavenworth.
Your substitution. 5 coming in is Peyton McIntyre. She replaces Hewitt.
Three-point shot. Off into the hand of the Phoenix.
And it is good. Zumaya Burridge.
And now 2 free throws for.
Now is charged to McIntyre. Her first.
I don't want that foul, but the refs out there, he sees something else that we didn't see.
Literally. After a high bounce off the rim, that one will go in, and the 11 Pioneers are working their way back down the court. Currently projecting a slow. Almost made that 14. But wrecking traffic is her rare. Step back, 3. And she hits it just off the front of the rim. Fight for the ball, scoop up. Number 14, Garrison with it. And it goes back to Atchison. The layup, and I've been so picky with these fouls.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of fights for the ball that end up on the ground. And some of these calls I'm not really agreeing with. But like I said before, either they're seeing something we're not seeing, or there's something that's missing.
I do appreciate the refs allowing this game to get physical, but I would like some consistency.
Yeah, they're allowing for. I am really into those shows. But one shot being very much consistency in the fouls that are being made.
Pioneers, however, despite some of our
for the Phoenix.
As far as the foul game goes.
Yeah.
Have largely benefited from a lot of the free opportunities, but Long puts up another 1 point long. It's 33-18-11. Downing, driving to the net, lays it in.
And we've taken a 13-point lead here. I think right now, with the time that we have on the clock, we need to maybe slow it down a little bit, bring some more clock off. Not completely slow down. I don't want to shots for 0. Down her seconds. To the line is Peyton McIntyre. Slow down. Try to burn shots.
I think what I would say is to play cautious but not confident.
Exactly.
Because with the JV game that came out with us, the Leavenworth Pioneers boys junior varsity team, we weren't very good, but they got out to a 14-point lead in the first half and ended up losing that game in overtime. Because I feel like there was a lot of slop in the fact that they felt like they did whatever they wanted. As long as the Pioneers don't fall into that trap, though, obviously they're the better team, and the score shows it right now.
And in any sport, the worst thing that you can do is get that mindset of, I don't have to try because then you get sloppy and you get comfortable, and that gives that team just enough room to
take that lead back. And then when you start playing serious, then it's already
Atchison now looking leads on the field. Switching it to Herrera. Working her way inside the paint. And she takes one step too many. Travel ball goes back in the hands of Leavenworth. McIntyre taking the pass. And again, 124 left to play in the half. As the clock continues to tick down, the Pioneers have a commanding lead. Walker to the outside. McIntyre back in. Allen to Brown. Brown playing physically. Humphreys through. Goes up to the layup. And that's back to the hands of Atchison. This rebound of the court is Herrera. Herrera to rebound. Throws up an air ball. That was nothing but net, but only below the rim, not in. Able to bounce that one up the rim. A layup. And 50 consecutive missed shots for Atchison. They have not been consistent at all with the kind of shots they've taken. Meanwhile, Walker pumps it to the outside. McIntyre with it. Her pass will get stolen. Driving to the hoop. Pass goes. And
Step ball. Possession to Leavenworth.
physical game paying off. 28 seconds to go. Leavenworth gets the ball back. And again, like I've said countless times, they have been in full control since the opening tip.
Yeah, I think right now, like I said a little bit ago, we need to burn that clock up well. Going to have half an hour. And they can take the half time or they have time to rest up for that second game to large our
As the clock hits zero,
That is the end of the second quarter. Leavenworth 33, Atchison 22.
33, and the Atchison Phoenix 22. Leavenworth overall has been in full control. James, your thoughts on the first half?
first half. I think we're playing a real strong game, and I think uh, so far the outcome of this game is in our favor. But as I said, we need to go into halftime, rest up a little bit, but also come with that game plan to make sure that we stay in the lead and larger lead by a little bit more to just have that safe ahead of them. And we also need to keep strong on our defense as we have been and still be very aggressive, but that aggressive.
I would definitely agree with that. And again, when we look at what happened with the boys' junior varsity team a second ago, you don't want to get comfortable. But 11 points is a significant deficit. 10 of the points of that deficit definitely came in the second quarter. And honestly, again, Atchison was able to keep things close early, but like I pointed out, the game yesterday seems to have a gap. I don't know if that's going to get any better in the second.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see them coming back. But then again, just like we mentioned in the JV game before we started our broadcasting, we thought we had that advantage, but they didn't have that. So I don't know. My thoughts are that they won't be coming back. Gameplay first half. I think we have to.
Man, I as we get to the 8-minute mark, we will take a quick break. Come back with us in about 5 minutes. We're going log off for now. Second half starting around 3:45. On TV home of the Leavenworth Pioneers back on.
Alright.
Welcome back inside the booth. 40 seconds to go until tip off in the second half. And James, this has been a great game so far to be a Pioneer fan.
Amazing game. And score is we're sitting at 33-22 in our favor right now. And I think we're just going to keep growing that lead and hold Atchison at where they are.
That's the hope. Like I said in the first half, be cautious, not confident. We're going to run down this block as much as we can, but he's still going to be making challenges, maybe tries towards the hoop. I think one of the positives for the Pioneers so far has been putting a lot of inside the Pioneers head back onto the court. Ball begins in Atchison's hands for the start of the third quarter. Currently, Leavenworth leads 33-22 as we go into play. Herrera. Surveys the court. Check home. Play to Herrera to Downey. Cuts towards the hoop.
2 points. Alea Downey.
That's not a real good start for us in this half. But hoping that that's just a fluke and we get back into our game that we had in the first half.
Well, he was so hooked onto a 9-point lead, and they seem to be being conservative, to say the least. This is Andy Owens. Excellent foul and keeping her composure to put that one in.
That was charge number 1, Kayla Downey. It'll be her third personal foul. 1 shot.
Allen has played an excellent game so far. She is back at the line for 2 more free throws. First foul of the game. Allen at the line. Puts one up, and it's in. Nothing but net on the first free throw.
That's kind of been the game we've been playing with these free throws. As I've seen, we haven't really missed any, and that's been in our favor this night with starting off with the free throw. So hopefully we can keep that up.
I gotta say, I feel like Atchison is beating themselves right now. If we're paying close attention to that play, a straight up.
This is foul to be charged. Another 3 from their second.
That's her first, or excuse me, her second of the game.
Yeah, they've been kind of strong on their fouling.
Walker for 3. She breaks it. And now Down gets it back. The left and Walker with the touch. They look now. Oh my goodness. She runs straight through a defender. That one will go back into the hands of Atchison.
We've been seeing a lot tonight because just moments ago, the ball was on the ground again and there was a fight for the ball. Atchison has not had their confidence. We're keeping that ball going down court. They have been losing it and dropping it down and making it a fight for the ball where we have been coming out on top.
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being aggressive. Leavenworth has actually made that a strength of theirs so far. But when you're careless with it, as Atchison has been, they get another foul. As Atchison has been so careless, it really hurts you. You take away the free throw points, then this is a tie game.
Yeah. And the team and Atchison has 3 fouls right now, and all 3 of them are from the same player so far. So if I'm Atchison, I'm looking at that and probably having a conversation after the sideline with that player.
I think it's away. Getting them in the net. Something like that. Send it down and down to and
That was on the floor, called against Leavenworth, number 14. Joe Harris, her first personal foul.
ball goes back to the back.
This is our first foul of the second half so far. Hoping that we don't get too many more of those.
I think actually done a really good job of the field too. And for Atchison, we can go to Varsity with all these bricks.
Yeah.
And We're trying to work back down. Atchison playing a full court press. You can feel the urgency. That one goes up.
Oh.
Taking several bounces. It does not end up in the back to Atchison.
My favorite part of this is see that free throw and that tension grows, waiting and watching to see if it goes through. So watching that fall back to the court without going through the net kind of hurts.
Hewitt driving, puts her body on the line, unable to get it to fall. I like the physicality. And Leavenworth got some foul in the That's going to be a charge on the
Walking foul on the floor. It's Echo Harrison, her second.
Atchison gets the ball back. Second foul of the half for the travel for Atchison. This really has been, I mean, you can feel the urgency. Leavenworth has already milked almost 4 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
And Atchison only has 2 points to show for this half.
Yeah. And so far, this has really been a game of fouls. And those fouls have been working out in our favor.
Leavenworth takes a 40-26 lead with 14 seconds left. Probably Clem can do more than just foul, as she drains a 3 that time.
Yeah. And
around the net. Reverse layup. Oh, I thought she had that one. And now working her way back down.
yeah. I really been fan on that. Both teams are fighting 2 different battles. One's fighting to keep. Leavenworth here is fighting a battle to keep their streak going, while Atchison's battling to break a stride they've had. With last night, with Atchison's game last night, the only win so far on the season tonight is and for the Lady Pioneers, this would be their 3rd win in a row, and I think they're out there looking at that and hoping and fighting to keep that streak going.
Again, to reiterate, this is still I thought this about the Pioneers, but breaks. But just to reiterate what we were talking about earlier, the last time they went 3-0, they made it run over to the state. And that was part of their stretch where they made it to the state playoffs 4 years in a row, winning the state championship twice.
Yeah. And just another iteration that the Atchison has not had good seasons so far. And they're fighting to break a streak that started in 2022, which is having a 1-4 start to the season. And like I said, that started in 2022, so they're hoping to kind of break that while we are trying to keep a streak going.
Traveling forward on the Lady Pioneers.
That last time we had a streak like this, we went all the way to the semifinals.
That's a good point. The Pioneers and the Phoenix are really working for 2 different things. Atchison is trying to avoid Highly Clem with a 3-pointer. It's shots like that you can't help but get excited for. Leavenworth, how will they respond? Currently up by 7. Their lead has shrunk slightly, but with the amount of clock that they're milking, they clearly are not concerned. Walker goes up to the rim. Travel from Atchison in Leavenworth territory. Amira Graham, coming out. And now Maya Hewitt will be taking the pass. Leavenworth sets up. 2:52 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Going up with the leg.
And I will say in the last half, this layup game has been really working out in our favor. And it's giving us the lead to take those 3-point shots. And even if we miss them.
In the hands of Leavenworth. Driving down the court is Hewitt. Hewitt to the rim. And she puts up the rim.
another 2 points from a layup. As I was just saying, that layup game is giving us that concrete foundation that we need to be able to take those 3 pointers and not really worry if they miss them.
But urgency with the Pioneers offense. And you can see all this
Shots going to go just number 13, Hewitt.
We have been
So they heard their personal foul.
they are
The line is Mariah Bird.
3-pointers when they cannot throw them. And it's not really working out in their favor when they throw those 3 points. While in our case, we've been working off the layups, and those layups have built a concrete foundation for that. If we see a chance to take a 3-pointer, we can take it no matter the risk of missing.
balls and now put into a 44-30, 2:04 left to play here in the third quarter.
And you can see from the Atchison players' faces and how they're playing right now, they're exhausted. That first half, we did exactly what we needed to do. We did exactly what we needed to do. And you can see from their defense just then, as I was saying, they're exhausted from the game from yesterday, and it's definitely going into our favor.
McIntyre. Ball goes out. And Leavenworth holding on to a 47-33 lead. And again, there's nothing wrong with playing with a sense of urgency. But as the game gets later and later and the score isn't changing, Atchison seems to be moving more towards panic. Leavenworth is on cruise control right now. And a meeting between the referees.
If this is how the girls are playing, I can't wait to see how our boys are playing in the next game.
We've been raving so much about the hot start the Leavenworth girls varsity team has been playing. Right now, as it stands, the guys varsity team should be playing around 8 o'clock Central Time. 9 Eastern. However, again, girls are 2-0. But when you look at that girls, as Riley Walker drives down the court, step back, looks at a 3, and instead pass through and possession going back to Leavenworth. But currently, the boys have the same record. They're also 2-0. They only had 2 wins last season. Total, and it's looking promising.
Yeah. As long as we've been mentioning from before we started broadcasting, as long as we don't get into the mindset that I believe the Leaders got it, they got it.
Pioneer substitution from their 14 go Garrison.
Strong.
Replacing Leavenworth.
I believe that we can make sure that they outcome isn't.
Composure is the most important aspect of this one. That's what it's telling. Let's do it over to the field. Another foul on Leavenworth. They've actually exceeded Atchison in fouls this quarter. Atchison gets their bucket. A lot of inconsistency. Almost dead. Now we're from just in front of the eligible going half court. So I forget that it's got 82 seconds on the clock.
The game.
I'm
gonna probably be here till 9 or 10 o'clock. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Shots.
Potentially a risk of falling out. Number 22, Herrera from the line, and she banks it in. 47-36 Pioneers. So 37 seconds to go in the third period. Hewitt. Walker almost got stripped away. Field goal. And that one went back in the hands of Atchison. Phoenix, I think they've done a good job at the time. When you come out of the half of 10-11, you don't want things to stay the same. You want things to change. But right now, that is a good combination. Game over the half, down 11. And Leavenworth is still the Varsity.
3. Let's get 42nd half. 6
minutes left to play here in Leavenworth, Kansas. We are at the Leavenworth High School Coliseum. Currently, Leavenworth leading 47-36. With 1 period left to play. Step away for a brief moment. Again, just remember 2 minutes today, and it's the Central Time to watch your Pioneers play against the Atchison Phoenix, the boys' varsity team. They're currently 2-0 in the year and trying to take down an Atchison team that is also undefeated. And also, whenever you get the chance, make sure to buy your yearbook from the yearbook staff. Talk to Heather Waters for more information.
Sports Medicine Center at Children's Varsity, Kansas City. Help student athletes imagine their potential by providing comprehensive care so they can enjoy a lifetime of sports participation. Learn more at visit cmh.edu/sportsmedicine.
Heading back out on the court, rest of the quarters play. Leavenworth gets possession and we pass it. Currently, the Pioneers are leading 47-36 with 7:56 left to play. Move to Walker. Walker to Graham. Shot McIntyre. Now that is impressive. I am not gonna lie. Gets it directly inside of the rim, and the rim goes up there. Not sure if that one's gonna count in Leavenworth's favor, but back to the Pioneers. Excuse me, they're giving it to Atchison. I'm not sure I understand that, but impressive play by the ref, though. That's it.
And if you guys could not see what had happened, the ball had wedged itself between the backboard and the rim.
That's the first thing of the game. It has been the biggest contributor to Atchison's offense. Again, right so far it hasn't been enough, but that's got to be encouraging. Leavenworth, I think a very important part for their game moving forward is to make sure to hold her at bay.
Yes, and I believe right now with the score is as it is, 47 Pioneers, 39 Atchison. We need to start going back to or how we were playing in that first half: aggressive control and strong defense, with also utilizing our layup skills at the same time.
Graham to Walker to Brown around the horn, and throwing a foul there is Atchison.
We charged number 1 of Leavenworth, Amira Graham.
Here's
Their first personal foul.
first personal foul of the game. And I feel like Leavenworth, you don't want to make a mistake back. Leavenworth team and how it's going. Smile, you are driving down the court. Walker's in the paint. Walker's in the paint looking for a pass. She takes it herself and draws the foul. 11 with Pioneers getting themselves a free throw. 47-39. Here in the fourth quarter. Second foul of the game, 22.
To the line is by Hewers.
And Boston, it's directly up here. 47-39. First one. I think you're composed. You can see bases. They've been 40 this game. And that one is
You can really see that both teams are tired, but Atchison is just really extremely exhausted after playing, after this being their second game in a row in this week.
playing games on back-to-back nights is thing you don't see too often, even at upper levels like the NBA.
And we're kind of seeing why. When you get a team that's had almost a week to rest against a team that played a game just the night before this, but we have a team that has played just before this one last night against a team that's had almost a week's rest. One team is definitely going to come out on top because they have more energy, they have more stamina, while the other team is just already exhausted within the first half.
We're definitely seeing more of the Atchison team that got beat 75 to 24 against Eudora than the team that
Reaching foul number 22 of Atchison.
And as I mentioned early on in the beginning of this game, their win last night against the Hawks may have just been a fluke, mainly because it was the Hawks' opening night. Because we see a lot of the time in many sports, in many team sports or anything like that.
especially at the win, that's about goes back to the hands of Atchison.
But as I was saying, in many sports, if you have a team that uh, is just opening to a team that's already played maybe 2 games before, then the that team that's already that opening games aren't always going to be a winning for the opening team.
Clearly, that was the point. But still, if you're beating a team by as much as they did, you expect to at least be competitive in your next matchup. And again, while the score is close,
Pioneer
actually in an uphill battle, they haven't led since the first quarter. The last time they did lead was, I think, 7 to 5.
Jackson Leavenworth, replacing Nalawell.
Yeah, and we quickly took back that lead in the first quarter when they had 7, and we've kind of just kept that lead and haven't given them a chance.
And I've told you to play. Going with the ball. Oh! Got it in there for the steal. Was going around, but not able to change possession. Even legs, that was yeah. Deep.
Nobody there to stop her.
And give her one more.
We've been seeing all night the Lady Pirates have seen openings, and they have definitely struck on those openings and not waiting for another chance to.
From the line, Allen. And that one bounces. Right out of bounds. Number 4 there from Atchison. Again, you can tell they're rushing. 4:42 left to play in the game, and they just haven't been composed at all, really, since the first half.
If I'm Atchison's coach, I'm sitting there and I'm calling a timeout and I'm telling my team, slow down. You have time. You have 4 minutes and 30 seconds. You have time to get back in there. Because we're on.
Brown passes the outside. Graham for 3.
With Leavenworth leading with only 9. Atchison still, with us leading by 9, Atchison still has that chance. I'm telling them to take a moment and just slow down. Work on maybe make sure that you're not biting off more than you can chew in the play.
The difference in the game has really been the second quarter because if you look at the first third of the fourth quarter combined, Atchison actually has more points in those 2 quarters than Leavenworth did. They were only trailing by 1 in the first, at the end of the first, and they outscored the Pioneers. Again, the Pioneers, they've done a good job of getting that lead and maintaining it. See it down here floor. Brown riding forward. The shot from just that second. Truly down, up to the leg. Down. Take that by Bird and then back to the hand.
The foul on the shot gets number 11 of Leavenworth.
Got a foul on the wall.
Walker seconds. 2 shots.
Burns. First shot goes in, and off the ground before falling in.
Unfortunately, what I think we're seeing here, as we've been saying, we've been aggressive but control. I think now, with how many fouls we have been getting in the second half, I think we're starting to lose that control.
Fouls already halfway through the fourth quarter.
And we need to bring that control back if we want to come out on top.
It is a full timeout.
Timeout taken by Pioneers. Now we're leading by 8. Leavenworth currently has a 50 to 42 minutes on the Atchison side. What do you think is going on in that huddle right now?
I think in that huddle, they're talking about opportunities that need to be taken. They're also talking about keeping a strong pace, letting the other team wear themselves out, and coming out on top. We're also talking about keeping the lead and slowing down the other team.
As we go through that breakdown, I mean, you can probably hear it over the live stream. This place is rock now. You can sense the passion. You know how much this means to every place. Again, the difference of what we're fighting for. The Pioneers are fighting for the good kind of history. They are playing to win, whereas Atchison, it feels like they're playing not to lose.
Yeah.
A loss here would put Atchison on the wrong side of history, losing 4 of their first 5 games. Every season since 2022. Meanwhile, the Leavenworth Pioneers are looking to go up 3-0 for the first time since 2016. Like you're the other that stays semifinals.
Yeah.
Hewitt behind the back dribble to Brown in the paint. No one to stop her. Way up, go. Now up 10 to 3, 9. 3. Atchison working their way back down the court. Yeah. And that's how Follow goes up to the lane. He breaks it. Possession now controlled by the Pioneers. Hewitt. Brown. Controlling pace of play. That one goes to Walker. Walker steps back. Back to Brown.
Not like us.
Okay. To Graham. Amir Graham. Hewitt. They are burning clocks here. Around the Atchison defender. And again, this Atchison defense has had no answer to the play in the paint.
I think we've been talking 2 different. And now we're seeing that Atchison fighting to survive.
Walker's driving back down again. Goes up for another lay. This one doesn't go. Excellent pass there. What a dime from long range. The field goal falls out. Hewitt driving back towards the rim. Bodies the defender and will get called for a charging foul. As you were saying, like,
Atchison is just fighting to survive. While we're fighting to stay comfortable. Just keep a good going streak. And you can see on the faces of both sides. One team is
Checking in for Atchison.
still conflict playing.
Going to the line will be number 13, Brian Hewitt.
No steam, no fire, no play.
54-42 Pioneers as Hewitt comes back to the line. If you're enjoying this presentation of Pioneer basketball on PTV, don't worry, there's more where this is coming. Immediately after this game, estimated 8 o'clock start time, we will have the boys varsity team taking on these Atchison Phoenix. The boys varsity Atchison Phoenix. And then again, this Friday, you don't even have to wait much longer for more basketball as this girls team comes back against Piper at home every tip and every dribble night under the street. I'm just really trying to impress.
And now you're seeing not really a fighter to win, but it's a fighter. More on the board to close that lead that we had from Atchison.
Already a miracle. Not much left on the.
Yeah.
134 left to go. Leavenworth even 54-42. And again, I think the best is the fouls. Look at the scoreboard right here. The scoreboard alone. Across the board. And now it seems that they played aggressive on defense, but they still haven't found an answer. Timeout. 54-42.
Full timeout on the floor.
And right now, I think the worst thing Leavenworth could do is start to I don't want to basically start going soft on Atchison because they have that lead. But not only does that give them the opening that they need to come back, but that also is, I find, would be moving a bit. Slow down and just try to come gentle with it.
And obviously, these are ones that want that city have passion. But here and now, Leavenworth with a 12-point lead. And again, a lot of the kids on this team, the last time we had seasons this successful, a lot of these kids were 5, 6, 7 years old. Older siblings and coaches, parents who may have participated on that last team that made a run to league. They're trying to live their own lives. It's like why Leavenworth Brown no longer contributing hugely tonight. And another interesting fact about this varsity team, not as a single one of these Lady Pioneers are seniors. So that means there's a lot more to come next year, especially with the members of our school. Walker now, being hard pressed at half court, loses possession of Brown. He's able to retain it. Brown driving to the net. Takes 2. And Atchison, a lot of that fight that they have seems to be going slowly down. Over to single digits on the ball. Look at the project. That's it. Walker with possession. Goes into it. Way down court is in. Not even the pass. As Atchison, that'll be their 6th
possession to the Lady Pioneers.
That would be another one. The Pioneers get possession back.
44 seconds left on that clock. I think right now, what we need to do, keep possession and burn the clock down.
Even if Atchison
Is good. Andrea Herrera.
rest of the half. Then we need 4 more 3-pointers just to tie.
Foul is on number 14.
5 seconds left, though. Doesn't seem like a realistic possibility. Yeah, we're going to come going their home serve. Home court advantage definitely coming into play as this
Defenders on number 13 by Hewitt.
Last time the Pioneers were out 68
Here's a timeout on the floor.
They just dominate when they play on the hard game.
It's a 30-second timeout.
6 followed by Atchison. 35.4 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, and as this clock starts to run down, with 35 left on the clock, as we have a timeout, I can see off to the side our varsity boys coming in, getting ready to warm up before starting their game off, which I think is going to be another good game for us here tonight. I think Lady Pioneers, we have this in the bag. There's a not real chance for Atchison to come back from this one, and I think our varsity boys, I think we have that another game in the bag there.
34.6. I agree with you. But it's taking four goals. They're definitely not in shape. Little Jason, there's back to the Leavenworth game, 56-47.
I'm John. Yeah, 2 points.
What's your address? In 17 seconds. Again, it's still a 3-possession game.
I think what just happened.
Hold on. This is the deal about the UKC. Work like that. It can work away all of it. Oh, it's a pass. Breaks it. 1.3 seconds. Like it goes off. Last time they started the season.
Approximately 20 minutes.
2016. Part of their generation. State championship run. And just what are your thoughts on this game as the varsity boys come out with the next game?
I think that we played strong, we played hard, we played fast. That's all it took for us to come out on top. I will give it to Atchison. They fought a hard fight, but
Good. And honestly, I gotta wonder if Atchison was playing the same on full rest like our fighters were, if this game would end differently. Personally, I don't think it would because you see this talent there from the Lady Pioneer. But that's definitely affects it.
yeah. And as boys warm up, we're gonna take our break, and we'll be back to you with the boys varsity basketball.
As we log off, we just want to thank you for watching Leavenworth Lady Pioneers basketball on TV. Stay tuned. We are ending this shoot, but coming up in about 15 minutes, we will have boys varsity basketball.